Welcome to CMORG's Ghostbusters exercise powered by Immersive Labs. This short video will explain how to best approach the activity, as well as how to use Immersive Labs' Cyber Crisis Simulator. You'll first want to identify who are likely to be key decision makers in your organisation in the event of a cyber incident. This should extend beyond your technical or incident response teams and include any stakeholders who might be involved in defining your organisation's strategic and operational response. We would suggest considering representation from operations, risk and compliance, security and resilience, as well as the technology elements of your business. You might also want to include your communications or reputation management teams. You can either run a standalone session with all participants playing through together simultaneously in a workshop type setting. This will probably take around 2 hours. Alternatively, you can play through individually by different functions or elements of the business, with all participants brought together afterwards to discuss the exercise. Next, simply set up a time to play through the exercise. You will be able to access all the results whenever required to support any comparison discussions. The exercise is relatively high level and structured as a short series of prioritization questions. It could be played through in as little as 15 minutes. However, its value to your organisation will come from you taking the time to discuss and debate your decisions. The scenario itself happens over a 48-hour period with 4 phases of decision making. Phase 1, initial triage and alerting. Phase 2, impact and vulnerability assessments, standing up incident management frameworks, and alerting wider business stakeholders. Phase 3, monitoring and containing operational impacts, initial technical mitigation, and developing the threat picture. And finally, Phase 4, external engagement and coordination, additional containment, and recovery planning. Each phase has a response element and a communication element. You will be asked to prioritise your most important activities from a list of potential options. That prioritisation is complicated by the fact you start each phase with a certain amount of capacity. That capacity will reduce as you spend your allocation against each of the options that you choose. This approach is designed to reflect the real-world effort, complexity, or difficulty required to conduct a particular activity. Once you've chosen a particular option, you can assume it's been completed for the entirety of the exercise. Your justification for how these options are prioritised is at the heart of the exercise, and we would encourage you to spend as much time as is needed to arrive at an agreed organisational approach where possible. You don't have to complete the exercise in one session, you can return to it at any time, and if you would like to run the exercise again, you can choose the rerun option in the play section of Immersive Labs. All the options in the exercise have been mapped to a range of good practice guidance. These are intended to provide a reference point for comparison only. They are not objective thresholds of good or bad, weak or strong. Every organisation is unique, so you should consider the appropriateness of these benchmarks within that individual context. You can find more information in the FAQ in Immersive Labs, or get support by emailing support@immersivelabs.com and including CMORG in the subject line. We hope you find the exercise engaging, challenging, and informative.